Ask me the hard-hitting questions.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on the WNBA, and we interviewed Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark eventually broke her silence on her new contract in Europe, shocking the basketball community.
Now playing for the Indiana Fever, she's ushered in a new wave of WNBA fans. TV ratings and attendance have skyrocketed.
Finds Clark from the logo.
You know how crazy these crowds get, though, when they see that logo 3.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Feels good to hit those?
Occasionally, it's not too bad.
So
I don't mind it.
Seriously though, so you got the ball in your hand.
Yeah.
You're crossing midcourt. What's the decision making? Pass, pull up.
The WNBA Rookie of the Year officially made her decision for the upcoming season on Instagram after days of spreading rumors and intense speculation, leaving fans and sports commentators anxiously awaiting her big announcement. After the Indiana Fever's tragic playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun, fans and observers are left wondering if Caitlin Clark will return, if her amazing rookie season was just getting started, or if she would take her remarkable talent elsewhere.
That's an absolute dime.
And then after that, usually somebody picks me up, but if not, you just gotta launch it and hope for the best, you know? Hope it goes in, you let it fly. That's what people love. So you gotta give them what they want.
Clark broke down the mechanics and biomechanics behind that signature shot.
There we go. Okay.
It's the same motion, basically, right? But you're just using more legs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I'm not, people probably wouldn't consider me very big to play in the WNBA. Like, I'm not quite 6 foot, like, not the strongest. So I think just, you know, having good balance is definitely the most important thing. I think a lot of really good shooters would probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, using your legs, like, it can't be all upper body, it's gotta be your legs, so.
After reflecting on her debut season in an emotional Instagram post, the Indiana Fever star finally spoke up a few days ago. The WNBA was taken aback by her expressions of thanks. The tension increased daily.
Caitlin Clark, last night, finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time. Because we could talk about her WNBA season, and we will, but her final season at Iowa was something to behold, and she went right from that into the WNBA season. I mean, right away. As soon as her college season ended, just days later, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. And I just remember being at the Combine in early March. That was the talk of the town. In addition to what we were seeing out of the Pacers and the Combine being there, it's like Caitlin Clark's coming here, the Big Ten.
Watch this space as we analyze Caitlin's effects on the WNBA and the Indiana Fever.
Defenders on the handoff go with Caitlin Clark. That's why Aaliyah Boston can make that spin move and attack the basket. So the impact of Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell on the floor opens things up.
I miss doing women's sports with you. We don't get to do it as often as we used to. So here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 things that stand out to me. She just played this team, right? And so she understands the athleticism, the footwork, the speed of Dejanay Carrington. And she's just in her 4th WNBA game as a professional athlete. Even as a rookie, she's been guarded by the best players so far. She's still drawing double teams, and I thought Indiana did a better job of playing fast. I thought in her first few games, too much pound on the rock. This is not Iowa Part B varsity version. This is WNBA basketball. She's moving faster. Her teammates are doing a better job of finding her. She's getting looks off the move where she doesn't have to work as hard. And so it's only up from here. This was a great sign. Her most efficient night, turnovers were down.
Let me just say this too, because we're talking about the Indiana Fever and we have the Pacers that are playing in the
Her Instagram post signaled the beginning of a season that fundamentally changed what it was like to be a rookie in the WNBA. The player completely surpassed expectations and revolutionized basketball, leaving everyone in awe of her talent and achievement.
Showing the game last night in which the Fever got swept by the Connecticut Sun last night. They showed a montage of her year. And they showed a montage of her year when she passed Pistol Pete Maravich. She owns the record for most points scored in men's and women's Division I. and she set every record you possibly can set for Iowa, for women's basketball.
I am filled with gratitude as I reflect on the past year or my life. See you all in year 2, Clark wrote in her letter, thanking everyone who had assisted her in realizing her childhood ambition. In addition, Clark disclosed what made her season truly exceptional, something that many supporters and analysts had been anticipating since her team's postseason elimination. She wasn't leaving.
I'm super excited to be here. I've never had to give an opening statement before, so this is a first for me in a large crowd, but like I said, I'm super happy to be here. Thank you to the Fever, the Pacers. This is a dream come true. Like, these are the moments you dream of. Obviously, Tamika Catchings is here. Like, that's pretty incredible. Somebody I grew up idolizing.
Yes.
But like I said, after I got drafted, like, I can't think of a better place for myself to start my career. A place that loves basketball, supports women's basketball, and an organization that really does things the right way, has championship pedigree. So I'm just very thankful that they have a belief in me. And obviously my parents are here today. My 2 brothers aren't here. My little brother had to go back to school. He actually missed his flight out of New York City after the draft. So I think he did it on purpose, but thankful for them, and, you know, couldn't be happier to be here. So thank all of you for coming. And
when Caitlin Clark broke an incredible 62 records in her debut season, her legendary influence on the game and reputation as a basketball force of nature were solidified. But it wasn't just about shattering records. She completely changed the game.
Caitlin, Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me and we'll get along just fine. So, question is, you didn't have to turn pro. I kind of thought you would no matter what, but how much did Indiana have the number 1 overall pick because of the things you've said and the driving distance to Iowa, just everything? I'm just wondering what role that might have played.
Yeah, it definitely played a huge role, and I actually played at the exact same time as the draft lottery on the night it happened. I'm not sure exactly who we were playing, but I was hoping that Indiana got the first pick. It would have made my life a lot better. So when I saw that, I was pretty excited. And, you know, obviously that's not every single reason of.
Let's examine the figure she provided, which caused statisticians and analysts to rush to provide the most accurate explanation. The guard for the Indiana Fever averaged 19 points per game. He averages 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per game, in addition to having amazing stats for a rookie. She broke the record for the most assists in a single season with 337, demonstrating her ability to improve the players around her. There's more, though. Caitlin Clark's outstanding vision and playmaking skills were highlighted by her 19 assists at the conclusion of one game. She also set a rookie record by hitting 2 triple-doubles, something no rookie had ever done before. In summary, Caitlin Clark turned the league into her own playground. Her influence extended beyond the figures. It was greatly appreciated when Clark joined the ailing Indiana Fever team.
Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year odds have become so high that there is currently only one sports book that will even allow you to vote on Rookie of the Year. MGM Bet is currently the only platform that you can vote on Rookie of the Year, and they have Caitlin Clark's odds at negative 10,000. And to put the icing on the cake, just last night, Caitlin Clark made her 86th three-point field goal of the season, which set a new record for three-pointers made by a rookie in WNBA history. The previous record was set by Ryan Howard in 2020.
Under her direction, the squad shot to a 20-20 league record, their first 20-win campaign since 2015, and, above all, the Fever made it to the postseason for the first time in 8 years. Caitlin Clark has given Fever supporters new hope.
The WNBA record for threes in a season is currently held by Sabrina, and that number is 128 threes. So with the Fever having 9 more regular season games left, and I'm not sure if this is just like a regular season record or includes playoffs, but Caitlin Clark would have to average a little over 4 three-pointers in a game in order to break this record. It's doable, and especially if their team goes into the playoffs. But not only with this three-point record, with her assist record, with her triple-double record, and just the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA and on the Fever team this season, there has still been some debate on who will become Rookie of the Year. We talked about Angel Reese a couple videos ago and how she is holding her own on the rebounding side, and she is shattering records, both WNBA and NBA records, with the amount of rebounds that she grabs per game. But if you look at these two players in their totality, it really is a no-brainer as who deserves Rookie of the Year this.
Her captivating on-court demeanor not only helped the Indiana Fever win games but also won over fans, boosting attendance and merchandise sales. The team suddenly became a must-watch on television.
24, 10, and 10, her second career triple-double. What stood out to you about the way she got this triple-double in your eyes?
For me, what I liked from Clark and quite honestly the Indiana Fever team is that even though they entered halftime with 11 turnovers, they were able to get that composure back, and they actually turned over Los Angeles, the Sparks, more turnovers than they had. So I love the composure that we're seeing. I love that this is a team that's still growing, and I think they're starting to figure out who their players are, who their go-to players are. Even when you have an Odyssey Sims that drops 20 points for a Sparks team that, has been struggling this season, Indiana found a way to win. They found their composure throughout this game, and I think that bodes well for them.
In almost every game, Clark demonstrated her ability to help players around her by giving them chances to score points and opening up the court in ways that defenses couldn't stop.
The broadcast, you heard that this backcourt has been the hottest thing in the WNBA since the Olympic break. And I do think that time together with this crew, that trio, as you mentioned, has been critical. We heard so many veterans, retired players, active players say that Caitlin Clark and likely the Indiana Fever were gonna need time. It wasn't gonna be instantaneous like your, instant coffee that you drink in the morning. No. We want this to be a nice Cuban coffee with a nice punch in there. And I think that's what we're seeing. It's not that this is not a talented team. You've got two back-to-back numbers.
The accolades started to come in as soon as the records were broken. And she was nearly universally chosen as the WNBA Rookie of the Year. Naturally, the fact that Angel Reese received the most votes of any player during the All-Star game further demonstrated her dominance on the court for the Indiana Fever.
Said Caitlin Clark is possessed. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. At times, she was unconscious. For me, watching that game, it's one of those games where you can't even be mad. Like, you can't even be mad at Caitlin Clark. You can't hate on her. You can't say anything negative about the way she performed. There's not one thing you could take away from that and be like, oh, she was this, or oh, she didn't do that. She checked every single box. That's why Kim Mulkey hugged her so aggressively at the end of the game, because it's like, dang, you did great. I can't stand it, but I love you for it. Like, Kim Mulkey even gave her an aggressive hug when the game is over. That's how you know it was real. You know how you dap somebody up just aggressively because you're like, yeah, that was great. I can't stand you for it, but I can't say anything bad about it. She was poised. She was under control. She manipulated the defense.
Her ability to execute under pressure after joining the league straight out of college and garnering a lot of attention made her accomplishments even more remarkable. Instead of just fulfilling expectations, she went above and above.
Guys, I think the thing is that what LSU got themselves into trouble is they let Caitlin Clark get to her spots early. You know she likes to drive the ball to the left, and when she drives to the left, she's looking to pull up. I don't know, Andrea, look, you follow the women's game. Why on earth would Kim Mulkey instruct her guys to go under the screen and not fight over the top? I'm not giving Caitlin Clark that kind of space. What she did was confirm what we already knew. There's a reason why she's the all